Graham. Ronnie OSullivan to break.
Mid-session interval over. Ronnie OSullivan gets frame 5 underway. No more breaks. Intervals, that is. A place in the final. You need 6 frames. So that basically equates, Steve, that the possible 7 and Steve Maguire's got to win 5 of them. Big ask.
Well, he'll be hoping that the interval has changed the equation. Sometimes does. Not easy to get the cue ball safe there. But he played the red up and down with enough pace that it would have been very unlucky to have stayed in the jaws of the corner pocket had it gone in that direction. Steve Maguire may be playing a thick safety shot here, which would split the reds open quite a bit.
Quite an aggressive safety shot. I don't know whether Ronnie can get through to this red near the left corner. It is cuttable, it's a thin one, but it's a possibility. Good pot. That's the problem with the attacking safety. You open the red, but I don't think Ronnie's finished on a colour. Not nicely anyway. Well, the fact he's having a look at the reds, maybe he's just about on this brown. Good pot. I thought the kiss on the brown has spoilt good position, but maybe not.
Should he be able to see enough of the brown? It looks like the red 2 to the left of the black's the option. Yep. And enough of an angle that he doesn't really have to force too much to get up the table. Certainly, if Hawkeye is to be believed, or do we always believe in him, John? I don't know what the current feelings are. Well, I believe now, because Ronnie stroked that brown in. One of the 2 reds available into the corner.
Yes, and just drops this in and play for the black in the opposite corner. Now, I don't know,
6.
the red just to the right of the black, I don't know if it's stopping the black going on its back on its spot. If it is, he's got an angle on the black to disturb that red and make room for the black. Just got into that a bit too much.
Yes, and once again, this cue seems to be very, very lively indeed. Certainly when it comes to imparting backspin onto the cue ball. And a nice position has become an awkward position now. All sorts of implements being got out from underneath the table by Aaron Williams, our referee, but Ronnie choosing the rest.
Yeah, it's not beyond the realms of possibility he could pop this. I know he's going to run into the red that's near the top cushion. The problem with using the extended spider, kiss off the other red, get on the black. It's just tricky cueing. It's just.
Well, it looks like an island being cues at the moment, doesn't it?
Of course, as long as nothing hits the other implements he's left on the table, no problem. Playing with bottom, how's he going to get on the black? Like that, like that. Well, a little unlucky to go so close to the side cushion. We'll have to wait a minute or two, Ron, to get all that stuff off the table.
14.
Very unlucky, really, there to end up with the cue ball on the side cushion. Oh, Ronnie having a bit of a laugh and a joke there. Tough pot. Just struggled in. He's keeping this break going.
21.
There was a little bit of a finish of Ronnie's cue there. You saw very solidly through the ball. Stops that cue dead after he pops the ball. And the cue ball doing
22.
exactly the same thing on the brown again. Can he see the brown again? If he can, he's got choices. Off the side cushion into the pack or the loose red. He's already intimated it's the loose red. I thought he was going for the brown there. Perhaps he couldn't see it. It looks like end of break.
24.
Yeah, it was a good pot on the yellow, but just got into the cue ball a little bit too much. He was playing for that loose red just at the bottom of the cluster. I think he's enjoying it out there,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I mean, a good frame of mind, Ronnie O'Sullivan, is not, as an opponent, what you want to see, really, is it? Taking his time over the safety shots. Very attentive to every part of his game. And I wonder, has that gone in? Oh! Well, it was also, amazingly, should he choose, beyond the brown, with a view to cutting the brown in and coming up the table and smash into the red. So now it's a bit advanced. The yellow round 3 cushions or 2 cushions is a possibility as well. Round the back of the brown. Do you know, I think this new cue's inspired him a bit, to be quite honest. I think he's finding the challenge quite interesting.
Yeah, and it is. I see what you mean, Steve. It's sort of focusing his mind on every shot. He can't take anything for granted. And there is a direct line here, if he should choose to play it. The only thing is, he'll be playing this brown with pace. If he just plays a plain ball pot to carry into the cluster. And the black and the brown is missable.
Thanks. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 25.
Well, he's missed the brown, but I don't think he's got on the red, so no harm done.
Well, he'd be frustrated with that. And once again, putting an implement on the end of the cue does change, as I said earlier, the characteristics of the cue, and perhaps he's not fully used to practicing as much as he would be with his old cue with the extensions on. So nothing Steve Maguire can do except try and play a good safety shot. And this is a bit risky, but probably will pay some dividends. Great shot. Possibility, just I think the possibility of sneaking past the brown into the corner pocket. May not have been on, but can't have asked for anything better than that, and actually has presented Ronnie O'Sullivan with a bit of a headache here.
Yeah, I could draw a line and say come off the left-hand side cushion to that little cluster below the pink, but he can't play that because he'd leave a red to the left corner. There's the red near the right-hand side cushion. He could come off the baulk cushion, maybe rest on that, but he could possibly knock it on. But as we see so many times with this misrule now, you need to hit the red soon because you can give lots of points away.
Well, that's about as far out as
Steve Maguire 4.
Ronnie O'Sullivan probably has ever been for an escape from a snooker. But what it guaranteed was no damage done. But he's obviously got to find some more of a different line there, and he perhaps played it a bit too wide. He wants to play it more shallow off the side cushion, but even this is risky, John.
Just wondering if he plays at a bit more pace, whether he can get to that red near the right-hand side cushion. Well, he's going to hit the reds this time. Oh, this looks magnificent. Oh, he's just rolling off.
Foul and a miss.
Miles
Stephen
out.
Maguire 4.
Well, Stephen Maguire looking at possibly clipping off the red and putting him back, but I don't see what the point is really.
Yes, there was no way in the world he wasn't going to have the balls put back. Well, that was nearly the perfect shot.
This is very difficult, and he's obviously found the line, but there's no guarantee he's going to hit it the same line this time. That's about as good as you could get, I think. Oh, is he not shy of pace? Oh, how cruel is it? Oh,
Foul and a miss. Stephen Maguire 4.
does the red pot in the middle pocket? No, so it's back again. Stephen Maguire getting back in this frame without really getting out of his chair.
What about it? Get closer.
Are there any other routes he could choose, John? Off the top cushion for the red on the side is dangerous. It pushes it towards the corner.
This way.
He's going to keep on playing this shot, isn't he, until he gets it right, I think.
I think so, and well, the last time just a little bit short of pace. The time before just slid by it. And of course the thing is, the referees now, unless you hit it, they're going to keep calling miss. He's going to hit them this time, surely. No, he's come off that.
Foul and a miss. Stephen Maguire 4.
The problem with that was by hitting it harder, which he obviously did, he had more side spin on, and the side spin continued on the second and third cushions, or certainly the second cushion. The side spin caused the cue ball to go wider. So now perhaps a different choice. Oh, this is tough. Anything could happen with this one. Trying to judge the escape off the side cushion with only about 2 inches of play before it hits it.
Yeah, if he's looking to the red on the right-hand side of the table, he's got to avoid a contact with the blue.
That's brilliant.
That's superb. Well, what a touch.
Has he left a red? No. I thought for a minute he had. Well, it's a thin cut. I suppose he has left it effectively, isn't he? It's a shot to nothing for Stephen Maguire.
Yes, probably that's why Ronnie had a few other reds he was trying to escape from, because he knew he was leaving that red. It was a good pot, that, from Stephen. He was hampered.
Excellent pot. Really would have been unlucky to have left it in the jaws. The brown looks like it pots, but it's a lot thinner than it looks on our TV screens. A lot thinner, and the cue ball is going to be doing some mileage around the table, or backwards and forwards across the table. Somehow he's got to try and retain control of it. Not too sure how he can do that.
First priority, of course, is to miss the middle pockets. Well, he didn't feel as though he could pot it. Well, I've got to say there, he was a little unlucky. That was a terrific pot on the red, to not be able to pot the brown. Amazing. Unfortunate.
Amazing, John. It looked potable. It obviously, well, it would have been strange for him to turn it down, wouldn't it, if he couldn't have potted it? He'd be very disappointed with the positional side of the safety.
Oh yes, he missed an opportunity to snooker Ronnie again, and we knew what a telling snooker it was last time he got behind the brown, so he missed a trick there. Nice little nudge off the yellow for Ronnie to leave that cue ball near the baulk cushion.
Not that I'm trying to direct the show in any way, shape or form, but it would be nice if Hawkeye could show us that brown from Stephen Maguire's situation at some stage. We can have a look, John, see if we like the shot ourselves. Bit thick on that.
Yeah, poor safety, and I think he's left a red on here for Ronnie. Maybe a choice of 2 reds. Playing the thinnish one, but he knows if he pots it, he should be on the bought colour. In it goes. Now, unless it bounces too hard and he's not going to be on the brown. Does the yellow go?
Here we go. Ooh. Don't like that much, do you?
Yeah, I think he could probably pot it, but it was so thin, he couldn't get the cue ball back up towards the red, so no value.
Whereas Ronnie O'Sullivan off the yellow could. Wouldn't say it's a frame-winning opportunity just yet, but with Ronnie O'Sullivan on the end of the cue, perhaps I should.
Yeah, well, it all depends if he can get... Well, he can. He's getting down. This is the red he wanted to be on, and he's just on it.
4.
And now in potting the black, a little cannon into that cluster of 4 just below the pink. He'll still be on the red to the left corner. If these break right, he's already got a 12-point lead. The black will put him 19 in front. Just these reds in the middle of the table would be sufficient. Nudged them open. It's a frame-winning opportunity now.
11.
They could have opened nicer. The fact that the 2 reds have stuck together above the pink probably means they need another nudge.
12.
Yeah, but with that pink being close to the reds, if he could play on the pink, he could pot the pink and bring those 2 reds into play. 27 points now the lead,
19.
and now he's looking to see if he could stun this red in. Just leave a little 3/4 ball pot on the pink into the right middle.
20.
Well, decided to play for the black, so you'd think he'd play for the red that's up near the blue spot.
Lovely lazy delivery there.
27.
A long pull back of the cue. Ronnie O'Sullivan not shy in pulling the cue back a long distance. A lot of players concentrate on a shorter pull back to retain control, but Ronnie O'Sullivan so nice and lazy at the back and going through the ball.
28.
Well, is he the right angle for this pink, John?
I think so. He couldn't get it off the last red he potted, but he's got it here. If these reds break nicely. And they have. They broke perfectly. Lovely control. You wouldn't expect him to make a mistake now.
34.
These 2 reds, 2 colours would put him well past the winning line.
35.
Oh, and how costly was that loose safety shot from Stephen Maguire?
42.
How do you get punished sometimes in this game? It's tough at the top.
43.
Well, Mr. Cannon, but there you see it. 58 points
50.
in front, only 43 left. It's unlikely that Stephen would come back to the table. I don't know, is this a possibility of a plant to the right corner here?
Yeah, it could go screaming down the cushion, this. Oh, slowly down the cushion, that's what I meant.
51. $58. $59.
behind the brown. When he was behind the brown earlier
56.
on, it looked as though it was going to be costly. He's playing the brown and plants on the blue.
Foul.
But it didn't
Ronnie
matter.
O'Sullivan 66, Stephen Maguire
Maguire was already going to
Ronnie
concede.
O'Sullivan.
It's getting harder for Steve Maguire as Ronnie O'Sullivan now wins the first frame.